Hello, and welcome to this review of the Gentleman Authors Historical Romance Book Series by Sophie Barnes. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot. You're watching Random Olive Reads. First up is A Duke's Guide to Romance. Impoverished Duke Anthony is worrying about how to secure funds for his sister's future debut and is considering marriage to a wealthy daughter of a viscount. He stumbles upon a bookshop and meets the charming young lady Ada, who works and lives there with her uncle. At first, he hides the fact that he's a duke and enjoys a friendship with Ada. She makes an observation that romance novels, like those from Jane Austen, sell quite well, and Anthony takes the idea back to his two friends and proposed that they should write a romance novel together to sell for money. Anthony and Ada continue their friendship, and he does ultimately tell her who he is. It's a relatively sweet development of their relationship, despite their differences in social station. There's a little bit of meddling and scheming from the lady that Anthony is purportedly courting, but that eventually gets resolved with some open communication. Overall, this was an interesting start to this series of gentleman authors. Book 2 is a Duke's introduction to courtship. Brody is an impoverished duke who has secretly written a romance novel with two of his friends, but is strapped for immediate cash when a debt collector comes calling for his younger brother's debts. While out for a walk, he happens across a job opening at a print shop and thinks that he'll be able to collect a small bit of money while also sneaking in his own manuscript for consideration. While there, he runs into a young man who works as a compositor in the print shop and doesn't know why he's drawn to the lad. Harry is actually Harriet and dresses up as a young man to gain employment to care for herself and her younger sister. She has successfully maintained the disguise for several years, but her attraction for Brody might give her away. This book had a slow progression of friendship, caretaking, and a relatively low angst romance. We also get to revisit the couple from book one, as Brody and Harriet are friends with the Duke and the Duchess, respectively. The last book in the series is A Duke's Lesson in Charm. Callum and Emily have known and avoided each other for years because they keep having physical mishaps and calamities with each other. Trodden toes, ruined gowns, falling into a fountain, and even a dress being burned. It's fairly obvious to the reader that Callum is clumsy because he's nervous around Emily, though she has not seen it that way. One day at the park, Callum's orphaned ward seems to perk up when coming across Emily's dog, and Callum arranges for the boy to spend more time with the dog. Callum and Emily talk out their clumsiness and misunderstandings and slowly develop a friendship with each other. It's nice seeing them interact and form a bit of a family unit around Callum's ward. And when Emily's grandmother is ill, she lies about a courtship with Callum to make her happy. We get to see the progress of the book that these three dukes have written and also determine if that book becomes a publication success or not. This was a fun series surrounding a group of duke friends who get into financial trouble and decide to write a romance novel together. I liked how they each ended up with women who were actually friends with each other and also relevant to their author enterprise. These books make the most sense reading in order, but they stand alone pretty well. You just get a bit more backstory on the book that they are writing in book one. My fave of the series was book two, since the guy there exhibited some excellent caretaking skills. Overall, the series was lower on the steam scale, but still really fun to read. Thank you so much for watching this video. Links to all of these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe to get updates, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.